Yes. Hello everyone. I hope I'm audible and visible as well, right? Please give me the confirmation. Uh, in the meanwhile, let me share my screen. Let me share my screen as well, and then we will proceed further. Okay. Chalo. Yes. So, can anyone give me the confirmation? Am I audible? Am I visible? And is my screen also shared properly? Just give me the confirmation first before moving further. Right? Am I audible properly? Okay. Okay. Yes. So, okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, great. ठीक है, चलो. Thank you for the confirmation, first of all. Right. Acha. Before moving further, before jumping on to today's topic, first of all, I just wanted to know: did you guys revise the previous lecture, like what all we covered yesterday? I hope now everyone knows how to start the React application, right? I hope they have installed Node.js. I hope they have all the extensions in their VS Code. They are familiar with VS Code, and as well, and also they're also familiar with the command that you write. Okay, a real quick question. Can anyone let me know what is the command that we use to create a React application? Let's see how many of you have revised and how many of you are not. Quick question. Can anyone let me know what is the command that we use to create a React application? Anyone? Anyone in the chat box can answer that for me? Anyone? What npm? After that, yes, I received an answer from Manav Goel. He says npm create React app, and then the name of your application will come up, right? The name can be anything. You can give it anything, provided it should not be in numbers, right? Your name your name has the name that you give to your React application. It should always be in alphabetical format, right? No numericals, no special keywords, no at the rate. Just type npx create React app and then type the name of your React application. As simple as that, right? So, okay, I received an answer from Acha. I think most of you are writing the answer. That's really great. That means that you are revising and you are doing. Acha, what is the command that we do to start the application now? Now I've created the application. Now my job is to start the application on the local host. What is the command for that? Yes, King's Educate says it is npm start. Right? I hope these fundas are clear to you. How do we start? How do we all do all these things, right? Chalo. uh, with that, npm start. Okay, great, very good. That means you guys have done your homework, and today we have an assignment for you, right? So I'll tell you the assignment part, how to submit the assignment and things like that. But uh, please remember to submit the assignments, right? And you also have a quiz today at the end of the session. Please make sure that you are joining the quiz for the exciting rewarding prize, right? I told you yesterday about the prizes. You'll get the Java placement course absolutely for free if you come first and second or third also, right? If you come second, you'll get 3,000 off and 1,000 rupees off. So please make sure to join the quiz, and please make sure that you're revising each and every concept and you're paying attention to each and every concept that is being taught, right? Chalo. With that being said, let's quickly come to the folder. Let's quickly come to VS Code. All right. So this is the VS Code that I had. I yesterday I created my React application, and what was the name I gave? I gave it a name of demo React, right? I hope this is clear to all of you. What was the name I gave? I gave it a name of demo React, right? So let me just quickly start my project. Okay, start my file. Let me just do cd demo. Let me just cross all these things. And what is the command for starting the application? It is npm start, right? So yes, here I've typed the command npm start. Let it load. Let it start for the in the meanwhile. So here it is. Here it should be. Okay, it is still starting. It's still starting, right? Chalo, here it is. Right. So once you see this beautiful logo revolving around your screen, that means you have successfully started your React application, and you can just start coding now. Chalo. Before moving here, I'll just come to this application, right? I'll just come to this folder, right? So you might be wondering, right? What are these folders that we have? We have got node modules, we have got public, we have got src, we have got package.json, package.log.json. So what are all these files, right? You have not created them. So why do we even have these files? So a quick recap, sorry, a quick introduction I'll give you about these files, right? So why a quick introduction? Because once you start building projects, once you start going more in depth into React, you'll get the idea for these. But to start with, I'll be just giving you a quick intro. So we have this node modules file, right? A node module files, it contains all your modules, all your packages that are there. So let's suppose I'm using let's suppose I'm using this. I'm using a keyword called as return, right? So whatever functionality that return keyword has got in React, or the functionality that it has, right? So all these details will be stored in the node modules. It's a node module package that will contain the information, all the predefined functions, all the predefined classes that you can use in your application, right? This was about node modules. Then you have a thing called as public, right? This is the folder that will be publicly available to the users, right? So let's suppose you are coding in React and you host your application to GitHub, right? In that case, this is the folder that will be publicly available. Let's suppose you want to add instructions on how to use your application, right? So that instructions you can use in the public folder. Why public folder? Because it can be viewed to anyone. Remember, please do not store here your important credentials. You do not store your passwords, your IDs, your anything that is private to you, because it is very prone to get leaked if you are storing it here, right? The next hub is src. Now this is the most important folder and the most widely used folder that you will use once you start building things, right? So the full form of src is source. This will contain your all source code. What do I mean by source code? The code that you will write, the code, the functions, the classes, the components that you will build. All these codes will be there in the src file. It has some predefined, it has some already built files. One is app.css. This contains the css of your whole React application, right? As the name suggests, app.css. What is a .css extension? It is a css file extension. It indicates that this is a css file, and it contains all the css that your project has. The second one is app.js. Now this is the main file. This is the main React file. Whenever a React application is rendered, or whenever a React application is started, right? all the things all the things that are here will be rendered first. Let's suppose I write my name here, right? The first thing that React application will do, it will just scan the, what do you say, my app.js folder first, right? And after it has scanned all my folders, then it will come to the rest of the folders. So all the things that you mentioned in app.js is the first thing that will be rendered in your application, right? This is just a simple test file. You do not need to worry about them. It is not for your use initially. This is the css file. So you have index.js and index.css, right? So index.js is the js code. Obviously it's with an extension of .js. This here, you can see that it has an app component, right? This is a component. I'll tell you what are components if you don't know, but for now this is a simple file, right? This file, if I click on this file, I land up onto this file. What does this mean, right? This is a very important concept, very much asked in interview questions. So what is it? If I come onto index.js, this is the first file that is updated into my counter. Let's suppose I run my React application, and the first file, app.js, is the first folder, right? App.js is the first code that will be executed, right? But app.js is the initial triggering point. Whenever you start a React application into a browser, this will trigger, right? So let's suppose it has app.js. So all the components that you mentioned here. So this is app.js. If you click on app.js, you'll come here. So whenever your React application it loads, it is being rendered, it'll open this page. It will see, oh, okay, so this is your app.js. It will directly go to the app.js, and whatever code you have whatever code you have wrote in app.js, it'll just be rendered onto your screen, right? Similarly, we have logo. This is a simple logo. This you do not need to worry about, right? And these two files are, again, these two files, you can just simply say that they check the health of your application, right? We do not want to go into depth of that because it's a very advanced topic. For you, it is not needed initially. you can just know, you can just for now remember that it will just tell you the health of your application. That's it. This setup file, again, it's a testing file, right? So whenever you build any application, you have to test it against several folders, several test cases. So this is the file that you will use if you use it. This file is a git ignore file. Just do not need to worry about it. It will just contain, right, all the commit histories, all the things like that, right? And these two files, very important. So this package.json file will contain all the packages that you have installed. Let's suppose I am installing any external package. Let's suppose if I give an example, let's suppose I want to use Redux. Redux is again a concept of React application. It is not already inbuilt in React. So if I want to use that package, right? If I want to use that package, I'll just simply download it, and that will be visible to me here. Similarly, this also. So this will contain the details, and this will just contain the headings of my packages. As simple as that. And again, this is a README file. This is just a file that will help users to understand your project, to understand the things that you have done. As simple as that. Right. So this was a quick introduction about the files. If you think that you are confused somewhere or you are not sure, do not worry. Once you proceed further, once you start building real projects, once you start spending time on React, you will just get a hang of it. Trust me, you will just get a hang of it. No one, you should not memorize the theory part. You should not memorize what are these files. It will just come to your practice when you start coding. That's it. Yes. So, is this part clear? Is the file part clear to you? Shall we move ahead? So the next concept after that we have is of so no, not this one. Yeah, this was my file. Utpal Manav says so. Git ignore will only help with the committing the file. Yes, with committing the file. Plus, it contains all the commit history. Let's suppose you are committing something, you are uploading, you are just deleting something, right? It contains all these things, right? And this git ignore file, once you upload it onto GitHub, it will not be visible. It is private to you, right? So while hosting websites, we don't have to use modules folder. Yes. So once you host websites, automatically whichever website you're hosting, they'll automatically remove the node modules folder for you. You don't have to worry about it, right? Naveen, we trust you clear. Thanks for trusting. But yeah, so this is the actual part that we have, right? This is what we use for folders for. So after that, I have a very interesting concept for you. Let's suppose, or let me just quickly come here to this part. This is my React application that I have there done, right? And this is the React code. So let me just move it here, and let me just move this part here. Chalo. Acha. And one thing more I have to do. Let me just open the React application, demo React, and let me go to the source. Okay. Chalo. And now, the thing that we have here is, let's suppose so this file is the basic header file. Let me just remove all these things to remove the confusion. Let me remove the image, and let me remove it till header. So let me remove all the part till here, right? So now if I see, I'll have something like this. Okay. And now if I do hello world, so this will appear up here, right? This is the most basic thing that we, while learning any language we do, we just type in hello world. It means that, okay, hooray, we have successfully learned to write a single word in the application, right? It's hello world. Chalo. Ab now, what is this function, right? What is this function, and what is this export? What is this import, and things like that. Chalo. There is a very important. Before that, can anyone let me know what is the language that we use in React? So, if you are simply using basic HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, in HTML file we use HTML, in CSS file we use CSS, in JS file we use JavaScript, right? Can anyone let me know what do we use in React? We have a specific term for that language that we use. What is that? Anyone let me know? Yes, exactly. Rohit is correct. Utpal, I received an answer from Rohit and Utpal and Aditya, and also Sushmita. And also, no, we do not use that, man. We do not use that. Yes. So for those of you who do not know, we use a language called as GSX, right? GSX is nothing. GSX is nothing. It is just your JavaScript. Exactly ditto. It is exactly 99.9% same as JavaScript. Okay. So if I were to come here, if I were to come here to JSX, right? If I were to come here to JSX. So first of all, I would say, what does it stand for? It literally stands for JavaScript. The quiz will be there at the ending part, not now. So the quiz will be happening at around 7:20 to 7:25, right? At the ending part. So please be patient. We'll have the quiz. Don't worry. Chalo. Okay. JavaScript. It stands for JavaScript XML, right? And I will also tell you that it is 99.99 the add of the detal that we have 99.9% similar to JavaScript. Okay. I remember on the first day, right, some of you were asking me how much knowledge of JavaScript we should know to learn React, right? This is a very, very, very basic question and the most widely used concept that we have, and it's a genuine question. It's a genuine question, right? How much knowledge of JavaScript should we have? How much should we do JavaScript and things like that? The thing I would say here is, for learning React, right? For learning React, you should have the. I'm not saying that you should be comfortable with advanced JavaScript, but you should be, your fundamentals about JavaScript should be clear, because React is JavaScript only. JavaScript in a modified way. I would say that JavaScript in a modified way, in a more, I would say, enhanced way. So if you're not away, if you're not, what you say, familiar with JavaScript, not even the basics, so highly recommended to watch the JavaScript series first, then come on to this React series, right? If you know the basics of JavaScript, if you know what they mean by JavaScript, the concepts, the little basic concepts, you are good to go. Don't worry. And if some concepts are left unclear, then I'm here to clear out those queries as well. But I'm expecting that everyone at least has a basic knowledge of JavaScript, so that it will make our things more smoother here, right? So, and the extension, right? The extension that we use for JSX is, it is very simple. It is .jsx. So for HTML you use .html, for CSS we use .css, for JS we use .js, and for JSX we use .jsx. However, if you only use .js, it will also work, but it is recommended if you're using React, then only use .jsx. So let me just come here, right? Let me just come here and let me just introduce you to another concept. So I told you, right, JSX is JavaScript plus XML, right? So let me write in some heading, and let me write welcome to day 2 of React Bootcamp. Okay. Very simple heading tag. I hope everyone knows what are heading tags till now. I'm not going into that basic. So I literally have the text here. So what does this infer? This means, right, whatever text you write, whatever things you write into this function app after this return keyword, they will be reflected onto your browser. Whatever things you write here after this return keyword, they all will be reflected in your browser. Not even that. Let's suppose I want to add another thing. Let's suppose I want to add h2. Let's suppose I'm just copying this part from here, just commenting it. Sorry, just pasting it again. And let's suppose here I'm using h2. And again, I'm using welcome to day two of bootcamp. So it'll just appear here. The point being is, whatever you write, so very important concept, whatever you write between this return keyword, it will be reflected onto your browser. So it makes our things that simple, right? The same thing if you would have to do it, using JS, right? First you would have to append the things, you have to get the reference, then you have to append, then you have to call it by the name, then only you'll be able to get it. But here in React, right, this is JS file, this is app.js. I'm just writing the HTML part in app.js, and all this is reflecting into my browser. Okay. Now after this, we have a thing called as components, right? We have a thing called as components. So basically, one more reason why we use React is for breaking our codes. So React gives us the flexibility to compo. So React gives us the flexibility of adding components or breaking down our codes. A very simple example. Let's see. Okay. Let's suppose I have an application. I have something like this. Let's suppose a portfolio application, and this is the header file. This is the experience. This is the main section, and this is the footer section. Right. So let's suppose you're just coding in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Then obviously you would have three sections. You will have the whole code in one bunch, right? But React, you have the flexibility of breaking your codes into different files. So this can be a different file. This can be a different file. This can be a different file, and this can be a different file. Different, and the terminology that we give in React to file is a component, right? This can be component. This can be another component. This can be another component. This can be another component. My point being is you can break down your code into different parts. This is the most one of the reasons why we prefer React. Why do we prefer React? Because we tend to break down our code into smaller chunks. It makes it easier to code, easier to debug, and also it also increases the efficiency. So let me just quickly come to my application, and let me just start building components. So for that, I told you, right, everything that we do it in the SRC folder. Everything you code it into the SRC folder. You do not need to worry about all these folders for now. You just code in SRC folder. Let me just make a new folder, and let me just give it a name of components. Just give it a name of components. And in this component, let's suppose I want to make, let's suppose comp1 comp1.jsx. Okay. So what is the syntax? It is .js. So you will see a beautiful logo here, right? This is the logo of React. If you write JS, this will automatically come up. If you write JS, the JS logo will come up, right? So let me just I have this folder. Let me make another folder. Let it be comp2.jsx. Okay. Now a component is similar to a function. A component is very similar to a function. Okay. So if I just do RFC, this is the shortcut that I'm applying. It will just automatically create a component for me. Right? This is a normal function, right? A normal function. How we declare a function? I hope everyone knows what are functions. So this is a normal function that we have, and it also has a return keyword. It also has got a return keyword. And if you might be wondering what shortcut did I use? I used a shortcut called as RFCE. This is automatically create what do you say, a component for me, a shortcut for creating a component. Okay. Now let's suppose I'm just typing in a header file. Let me just type in something. Let me just type in, let's suppose this is component 1. Okay. And let me just go to component 2. Let me just go to component 2, and let me just type in here h2 h2, yes. And let me just say this is component. This is component 2, right? This is component 2. Now a very basic thing about component: the name of a component should only start with a capital letter. If you are starting your component with a small letter, it will not reflect. It will not show any error. Also, it will not reflect anything. Right? Remember one thing: to start your component with a capital letter. If you are not, then it will not work. Right? So, acha. So I have these components with me. Right? I have these components. Now I need to somehow find the way to add these components into my JS file. Right? In component 1, you also type component 2. Can you please check? This is component 1, and this is component 2. Okay. Yeah. Sorry for that. Yes. Thanks, Sunil, for pointing out. Okay. Okay. So what I told you, right? So I have these components with me. Now I told you, right? Components means breaking down your code into different parts. Now I need to somehow find a way to add these components into my main file. So I told you, right? App.js is a main file. Whatever code you write here, it will reflect on the browser. So I need to somehow find a way to import these folders into my what you say, the main file. And how do I do that? We do that just with the help of just with the help of semantic the tags that we use in HTML. So let's suppose I want to just copy, just call in component A. So I'll just open this file, open a crocodile mouth, that the tag that we use in HTML. It is similar to that, and I'll just type in the name. So I'll just type in component one. I'll just type in component one. Okay, and as soon as I type in component one here, right? As soon as I type in component one here, I will be able to show it into my folder. I will be able to show it into my folder. What does this mean? That this means that I have successfully imported my folder here, right? Guys, just give me a second. I'm receiving an important call. Just give me a second, right? Just give me a second. Yes. So sorry for that. Yeah. So where were we? I was just saying you that this simply means that you have a जैसे गुस्सा जैसे says that गुस्सा आता है ना ऐसे French. Yeah, I can understand. I can understand. No, सही है. चलो. So sorry for that. So sorry for the disturbance. चलो. ठीक है. So where was I? Yeah, I was just saying you that components, right? What do I mean by components? It's just that breaking a code into different parts. Now I just need to add my component, and how do I do that? Just by using this syntax, right? So you must have seen that you have a keyword called as export, right? So a file that you have, let's suppose you have a file and you want to export it. How do you export your file? You have to just type in the export. You just have to type in the keyword, and then you have to type in the name of the file that you want to export, right? What is meant by export? Because why are you even exporting this file? You're exporting this file just because you want to add it into another file. If you will not export it, then how will you be able? So it is just like, it's a simple English, right? When we export things, we can if you want to use the exported things, we want to import. Let's suppose India, right? We all are Indians. I hope we all are Indians here. So let's suppose we as Indians are exporting, let's suppose, raw materials to another country, right? We are exporting raw materials to another country. Let's suppose to the United States. And in order to use that raw materials, United States have to import it to their country. Then only they'll be able to use it, right? It's as simple as that. Similarly, we also have an export concept here. You will export it. Once you export it, then only you'll be able to use it, right? Once you export it, then only you'll be able to use it. So here I'm just importing it. How do you import it? You just type in import the file name and the location. So what is the location? This is inside components, and inside components I have component one, right? Inside components I have component one. That is the location of my file, and here I have used it. Let me similarly, I'll just also import component two. I'll also just import component two. So sorry for that. Yes. Okay. So I have also just import component two, and here I have imported component two, right? And to also use component two, I also have to import it. So export default component two, export default component one, and I have to import it here. So I'll just type in import comp two from this location. And as soon as I do that, let's see the magic here. And I'll just quickly come on to my React application, and this will be rendered here. So, right, what are you seeing, right? You are just seeing that I have written nothing. I've not even written a single line of code into my app.js. I've just called in I've just made two folders, that is component one and component two, and I'm just importing that folder into my main file, and it is being reflected here. So and let's suppose if I want to change anything, let's suppose I want to do it component, instead of component one, I want to do it component 100, right? I can do it, and it will be changed into real time. So whatever things that you want to change, right? So what is the benefit of using components? Let's suppose I face a bug in component one. I do not have to touch any other components. I will just have to work on my component one folder and I'll be done. Right? I'll be done. Isn't it surprising, right? How are we able to just, just call out this component folder now, and how is it able to render the component folder within itself? It's just the beauty of React. This is what React is for you. This is the simplest basic thing that you have to remember. Breaking down your course into different components, different parts that can be used later on, that can be reused, and things like that. Right? I hope the part of components is clear. Can I have yes or no in the chat box? Is component clear to you guys? What are components and why do we use components? Is it clear? Yes or no in the chat box? Quick. And if you have any doubts, you can also let us know. Okay, Manav says clear. Yes. What about others? Okay, Aditya, it's Maurya, Manish, जय सिंह पैसा आएगा मेहनत तो बहुत हो रही है. Yes, yes. So it will eventually lead you to money if you learn React, right? Because it is the most widely used tool in the industry. ठीक है. Okay. So Kiran says clear. Plastic ticks. Sushmita, yes. Motivational king. Rishabh Srivastav, Jeevraj. Utpal says, don't you have to import it from? Don't you have to import React from? Uh no. So if you want to import components, right, you do not have to do anything with React. So you can just type in the component name and you can just type in the folder, the location of the folder. That's it. Okay. Clear sir, clear Arya, Naveen, TPB, Taniza. Okay, yo. चलो ठीक है. Great. चलो. अच्छा. So far we have successfully added components, right? We have successfully added components. Acha. Now you might be wondering, right? Now you might be wondering, why is this coming onto the middle of the page? I have not applied any CSS. I have not given any text line center. I have not given any flex box. I have not given any gaps. Then why? And I have not given any background to it, right? You did not even ask me this part. That means you guys are not curious. Why is this coming in on the center of the page? Why is this coming onto the center of the page, right? This is because you have a pre-built or a predefined CSS class that is your app header. Now see, if I remove this CSS code, if I remove this CSS file, now this will come in a normal format. This will come in a, yes, very good said by Rohit, very good said by Utpal. It has some predefined CSS, right? It has some predefined CSS that is already there. Let's suppose I do not want to use the React CSS, right? I do not like React CSS. Let's suppose I want to design my own CSS. So how will you design your own CSS? Let's suppose this is the component one. This is component one, and let's suppose I want to change the, let's suppose, or a height, or I want to give it some background color. Then how will I do that? How do we add CSS into your React? A very good, very important concept, right? Because without CSS, your code will be good for nothing, right? As correctly said by like some of you, not in this batch, in the previous bootcamp, jo dikhta hai wahi bikta hai, right? If you're not decorating your things, not beautifying your things, not making it beautiful, not making it pleasant, then why will it sell? It won't, right? So how do you add CSS? There are three ways, just like you did in HTML, just like you do in the HTML, just like you do it in HTML. Similarly, you do it here as well. The three ways are inline, it is internal, it is external, right? So now let's suppose I want to add some CSS. Remember, in order to add CSS, you have to type in this attribute called as style, and this style will take in an object. This style will take in an object, right? And I hope everyone knows what are objects. So that is the required, that is the, I would say, required knowledge of JavaScript that you should have. You should be knowing what are objects, right? They are just key value pairs. So inside an object, you have to mention your CSS. Inside the objects, you have to mention the CSS. Let's suppose I am doing color as blue, and I'm doing background color. I'm using Acha, after this, you have to put a semicolon, then you have to move to background color. So let's suppose not a semicolon, a comma. So yeah, then you have to move to background color, and let's suppose I am doing background color to be, what do you want it to be? Let's suppose yellow, yellow green, not yellow green, a yellow wood. Okay, so this is how you add your CSS. A very important concept. All the CSS that you add in internal and inline, that is only because that is only due to an object, right? You have to create an object here. This is you can also do something like this. Let's suppose I make an object const type equals to let's suppose, and here I give the things, I mention all the properties, right? And instead of copying this whole whole object here, I can just do const style equals to styling. Const style equals to, let me name it styling, because the name will be similar and it might get confusing. Let's name it styling here as well. So see, I received the streams file, and let's suppose I want to give it some what do you say, font size. Shall we give some font size? Uh, shall we give, or let me give some border radius, right? Let me give some border radius, radius of around, let's suppose 50 pixels, right? 50 pixels in strings, right? So now you also have a border radius. So my point being here is, you have to make an object of your CSS file. How do you make an object? Just like this. This is a simple object, right? If you're coming from, if you have watched my JavaScript bootcamp, you will get to know that what do you mean by objects, right? This is the way of adding of, it is just a key value pair. This is a key, this is a value. This is a key, this is a value. This is a key, this is a value. Right? This is how you add it, and it is as simple. So initially what I did was I just simply copied this object and I pasted it here. Now instead of that, I just made an object name as styling, and I'm just using styling here. This is how you do it, right? And this is how you add internal and external, sorry, internal and inline CSS. Now let's suppose you want to add external CSS. So I told you, right, in the initial part itself, you have a thing called as index.css. Whatever things you write, let's suppose I want to give it a background color of blue, background color of, let's suppose, aqua. So all the things will be covered into aqua color. How? Why? Right? Because I told you index.css is the CSS file for your whole React application. It is the simplest, it is the single file for your whole React application. Whatever things you write here, it will just be reflected into your React application. So let me just come on to this XCD draw, and let me just mention some things here. So I'll just say ways to add CSS in React. First one that we have is inline, right? By using an object. I hope how do we know how do we make inline, how do we use inline CSS. The second way we have is internal, right? I hope internal is also clear. We made a style object. If you are not sure, we made a styling object here. STLYIN styling and STLYIN. Okay. And the third one is external. This is external, and by using index.css. In internal and inline, it's camel case, and it is yes. So one more important concept as highlighted by Utpal, it's just that whenever you are using internal CSS, you just have to use camel casing. What do you mean by camel casing is that you will start your alphabets with a small letter, and the second keyword will be starting with a capital letter. So as you can see, B is small and color is C is capital. B is small and R is capital. So this is camel case, right? You start with some small casing, and after that you just type in capital case. This is what camel casing is. Yeah. So got it, everyone. Can I have yes or no in the chat box? Is the adding part? How do we add CSS? The ways of adding CSS, is it clear to you? Yes or no? Yes or no? In the meanwhile, let me just come here. चलो ठीक है. Okay, Utpal says clear. Jay saying, what about others? Tirimula clear. Aryan, Aurora, Sushmita. Yes, you can have that as well, Aditya. Yes. Rishav. What about others? What about others, guys? Yes, yes, yes. Can you explain once? Okay, I'll explain once. Don't worry. Tanzak says clear, 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 clear. चलो ठीक है. चलो. After that, yeah, clear, sir. Got it. After the concept of CSS, so let me just put it in this way. Let's suppose I'm taking a very genuine example. Let's suppose you are in a situation that you want to make a separate file for each and every component. So this is internal styling, right? This is internal styling. What I want you to do is, what is my use case, that I want to add external CSS, but that in a component. I think I received a query from Team OP Fox YouTube. How do we change CSS in external method? That is with the help of modular CSS. That is very simple. You just make a file called as component1.css. Just write your CSS here, whatever CSS that you want to write, and just import that CSS file here. As simple as that. Just like you import any other component, like just like you imported this component here from the file location. Similarly, just type in any CSS that you want to write in component one and just come on to this file. Just come on to this file. It'll just directly be applied. This is called as modular CSS. You, for each and every module, you add a new CSS, right? This is called as modular CSS. This is your homework. I want you to just try out this method, try out this external way of adding CSS. If you are able to do it, well and good. If you're not, then tell me. I'll also explain it tomorrow in tomorrow's bootcamp. It is very simple. That's why I'm not wanting to waste time in that, right? So this is a similar concept that we did right. We did here. We just imported component, right? Similarly, we can just make a CSS file and we can import the CSS file here. It will just be applied. The CSS will just be applied here. As simple as that. All right. Any other doubts? So any other doubts regarding the CSS file? Okay, it's clear. Rishabh, okay, great. Sure. And now I'm thinking of taking another concept of props, but I'm not sure we'll be able to do it on time or not. Chalo, let's just start. Okay? Let's just see where we goes. Let's suppose you want to transfer a piece of data from one component to another component. Okay? So what is my use case here? I have a data. I just want to transfer that data from one component to another component. That is from parent to child. Sir, we are not able to mark the attendance. Okay. So let's just see what issues are you facing with the attendance part. Okay. Let me just go into LetsUpgrade.in and let me just wait for it to reload. Let me just sign in and let me just refresh. Yes. So I hope you have already enrolled into the courses. If you have not enrolled, just click on this. Just click on this part. Just click on this part and click on enroll now. Right? You'll be able to enroll. And if you have already enrolled, just come here to my program section. Right? This is the React.js bootcamp. And after this, so this is day 2. How do you mark the attendance? Just come here to day 2. Right? You'll see an option here to mark the attendance. Right? Click on mark attendance here. Give it. How will you recommend this session to your friend? Right? Just type in whatever feedbacks you have. Just we have two programs, Java and DSA. Let's suppose for now I'm doing clicking on Java. I'll explain the programs as well. And what can be improved further? Let's suppose I have no feedback for now. I'm doing nothing. And I just click on submit the attendance. Right. As soon as I click on submit attendance, so this bar is right. This bar is 23% here, right? If I click on refresh, it will just jump on to 46.15%, right? It'll just click on to come to 46.15, and you'll be only eligible for certificates once this bar crosses more than 50%, right? And so you also have an assignment here. So please read this assignment and please make sure to submit the assignment on time as well. Right? You can submit the GitHub link if you are aware of GitHub. If you're not aware of GitHub, just copy the code into some Google Doc file and attach the Google Doc link here. Right? And talking about the programs, we have two programs, right? One is the Java and DSA, and one is currently the full stack program, right? So how is this program different from the normal the bootcamp that we're having? Is that in a bootcamp you cannot gather cannot gather much information in only 3 days, right? You can just cover the basics of every concept. So if you want to go into depth, if you want to go, if you're aiming for placements, if you're aiming for a software developer job, then this program is recommended for you, right? It has around 3 months of learning. It has 120 hours of expert developers of live learning, plus 3 mock interviews, 100 plus problems to solve, and the most important part, we are having a guarantee of getting you placed within 180 days of this completion of this program. Right? It is not free, obviously. The cost is around 5,900, but in just a couple of minutes, we'll be playing a quiz. And if you come first in that quiz, you'll be getting this course absolutely for free. If you come second, you'll get rupees 3,000 off. If you come third, you'll get rupees 1,000 rupees off. Right? And if you have any other queries, you can just reach the team. They'll get back to you. Right? Chalo. I hope the attendance one is clear now. If you're not receiving the OTP, don't worry. The team will get back to you and it will be solved. Chalo. With that, let's move to the last topic of the day. I'll just take 5 more minutes and then I'll just take 5 to 10 more minutes more, and then we'll be playing the quiz. All right. So props. Let's suppose you want to send data from parent to child. Let's suppose you want to send the data from parent to child. How will you do that? Is there a way to send something from parent to child? No. The only way there is a prop. Prop has a key, it has a value. Let's suppose I'm doing value as, let's suppose, prop value. Props value, right? Props value. And how do I use this prop value? So this value, what my main aim here is, this value that I have here, I need to just use it into my component folder. I'll come here. In order to use prop, make sure to type in a keyword called as props. Make sure to type in this keyword called as props. Right? I'll just quickly comment out this part. Now, if I want to use the value here, prop value, that is there in the app folder, into my component folder, how would I do that? I will just mention, so this is the prop is an object. And how do we access an object? We access it by using props dot value. Props dot value, right? Props dot value. Now, if I come here, if I just let me just comment out component 2 as well, and let me just come here. So if I come here, as you can see, I have this props value here, right? You might be wondering, right? Where did this value come from? I have not typed any value here, right? I have not typed any value here. This component one, I'm just using props dot value. So any value that you give here, let's suppose I want to change this value from props value to bootcamp value. Bootcamp value. So I just need to change here, and this value will be changed automatically. So what are we achieving with props? We are able to send data from the parent component to the child component. How do we do it? We do it with the use of props. Prop is just shorthand for properties. It will contain the properties of your parent component. and you can use it here like this. Similarly, if let's suppose I want to have another value, let's suppose I want to have value 2 as, let's suppose, another value. Okay, and in order to use that 2 value, I'll just have to use props.value2, not value. I'll just have to use props.value2. Now if I use props.value2, I'll just get another value. So this is another value, and this is bootcamp value, right? This is bootcamp value, and this is another value. So what are we able to achieve? We're able to send a part of data from parent component to child component. Is prop more efficient when working in React? Yes. So Manav, we have different points. So the prop is the basic method of using. Yes, in that case, yes. If it is very useful. Yes. So let's suppose I want some data, right? And that data will change frequently. So instead of going to my component and changing the whole data, I can just change the values here. Whatever value I write in here, this value will come here. As simple as that. So that is the ease of using props here. Right? So very, very basic, sending data from parent to child. How we use it? We use it with the help of props. As simple as that. So, with that, we are done for today's what do you say, today's topics. We'll be having a quick Kahoot just now. So, and in the meanwhile, let me explain you the. Let me just walk you through the B.Tech program that we have. So the link is there in the description box. If you come here to LetsUpgrade, LetsUpgrade. So this is the live that is currently going on. Yes. So here you have this link, right? It is there in the description box. If you click here, you land up onto this page. If you are someone who is looking to pursue B.Tech, who is aiming to pursue B.Tech and pursue his engineering degree, right? And if you're looking for option, then this might be a good option for you. We have a B.Tech degree that is for 4 years, right? So how is it different from other B.Tech courses? Is that in here you will get internship opportunities, guaranteed internship opportunities in your 4th year, and also minimum of 8 lakh per annum job. You'll be able to get placed in at a package of minimum 8 LPA with that, right? So you have to be rest assured about the placements. And if you have any details, you can just go through this link and you can just get back to the team. And if you do not want to pursue this course, let's suppose you're already pursuing B.Tech from some other places, and if you have some cousins or friends who want to pursue, you can just also refer them. This is the referral link that we have. If you will refer them, if they join the link, if they join the B.Tech program by your referral, you will be eligible for rupees 80,000 and also or a MacBook M Air 1. Okay, so why not give it a try? If you want to pursue, well and good. If you do not want to pursue, then you can just refer someone, and they'll if they join it via your link, right, you will be very rich. You get rupees 80,000 or a MacBook M1 Air. So yeah, that is all for myself. Okay, that was all for now. Let's just quickly start the quiz. I'll just call up Anna so that she'll be able to host. So yep. So just give us some time. We are arranging the quiz for you. चलो ठीक है. So yep. So Anam will be sharing the screen and will be helping you with the Kahoot session. So please make okay Anam. So please come and share the screen. ठीक है. So in the meanwhile, if you have any doubts, you can ask me. Hello, sir. What should I do to participate in the quiz? So just wait for some time. We'll be sharing a link of Kahoot, and with that, you'll have just the question will just pop up in the screen, and you just have to answer that. This is how you'll be able to do it, right? So just wait for another 1 minute, then we'll be starting with the Kahoot session, right? No, the B.Tech program is not online. It will be a fully offline program. Which domain shall you suggest me for a better future? I am from VIT Bello. So, Chinmay, it depends on your personal experience, right? If I were to talk about the opportunities, there are slightly higher in full stack web development, but yeah, it depends on your personal opinion. I'm strongly suggesting you to please go by your personal opinion. But if you talk about in terms of opportunities, then yeah, then you'll be having it uh, in full stack development. Chalo, I think the Anam is here. So you are having this a screen here, right? So this is the game pin. Just log into Kahoot, right? Kahoot.in, or the website is Kahoot.play Kahoot. Just log into Kahoot website, right? And just scan the QR code or just type in this game pin. Yes, I'll share it, Rajesh. Web development is common, but it is most demanding, right? That's why it's common. More and more people are doing it because of the supply. It is very much needed, and each and every company is demanding for it. That's why it is much more in demand. Chalo. So guys, quickly join the Kahoot. The link is there, right? And also it is suggested to please join via your email IDs, right? So please quickly join. 27 of you have already joined. 28 of you have joined already. Please join fast. We'll be starting the quiz dot at 7:31, right? Link is Anam. Can you share the link as well in the chat box in the if it's possible? Is it possible to change my domain? Yes, it is. It is. If you want to be a full stack developer, you can, right? So, okay. So you have the link in the you have the link here. Just click on this link. Just enter the game pin and just quickly just come into the game. You just have to do nothing. The questions will be popped up in front of the screen, and also on your devices. You just have to click the correct options, right? And then you'll be good to go, right? So scan the QR code, which is there here, and if on scanning this QR code, you'll be able to land up onto this game page, right? So 35 of you have already joined. Let's join quickly, right? You have 1 more minute to join. Let's join quickly, guys. Come on. Chalo, great, great. 47 of you have joined. Please join fast. Please join fast. Manav Goel, Aryan. Okay. Please join fast, guys. Chalo, shall we start now? Guys, shall we start? So, chalo, so have all of you joined? Can I have yes in the chat box? If you're facing some issues, then let us know. Chalo, start. Jessing says start. Yes. So please join fast. Please let us know if we can start in the chat box. Yes, there is an assignment. Jeevan, please go to the website and I have explained the process. I didn't get any QR code, so the QR code is the Pallavi. The QR code is right in front of your screen, right? If you just scan it, just like this, you will see the QR code and you'll stand up onto the game. So yes. And also, it is recommended to please join in with your names. You have, so let's suppose you have an email ID, right? So before email ID, you have a name. Before at the rate, to just join in through that name only. Okay. Chalo, I think almost 60 of you have joined out of 82. Rest, if you want to join, please join fast. Pallavi says 1 minute, okay. After 1 minute, we'll be starting dot at exact 7:34. Please join fast. Chalo, shall we start now? Chalo, Anam, I think let's start. Strength is enough. Let's start the game. Chalo, guys. So we're starting now. Please make sure. Please have full attention on the screen. Right, the question will be popping up here, and you have to answer from those questions only. Chalo, I think Anam, let's start now. The strength is enough. Chalo, you have the quiz here now, right? So first question here is, what is Node.js? You have four options, right? Front end JavaScript library, backend environment, programming language, or a database. So please click on the options, and the more fast you do, the more points you'll get. So if you know the answer, please make it fast. Chalo. Great. So it's a backend, it's a runtime environment, right? What does npm start for in context of React.js? Anyone? Do not write in the comment box, right? Just answer here. It's a node package manager, new project maker, new next generation project manager, and none of the above. The Asla, don't write in the comment box, right? Please don't answer it. Okay. The third question here is, what is the purpose of create React application, right? Four options: initialize a new React project, to generate random React components, to optimize the performance, to create an animation. It's a bit tricky, but I'm assuming that you'll be able to do this part. Yes. Chalo. What does JSX stands for? We just now did it in half an hour before, right? So JavaScript extension, JavaScript XML, JavaScript syntax extension, JavaScript extensible markup language. What is it? What does it stand for? Yes, it is JavaScript XML. Raj Vinod is leading, right? Great. Chalo, how are props passed from a parent component to a child component? By using state property, by using props property, by using send props function, by using child get prop method. How will you do that? We just did it today at today in the session, right? So yes, most of you are correct. Yes. Okay. Which of the following is not a valid way to add style components? Is it inline styling, external styling, CSS inbuilt libraries, or CSS modules? Come on, guys, quick. Chalo. The next question is in React.js, how can we conditionally apply CSS to the classes? A bit tricky question, but it is very easy, right? Chalo, quickly answer. So the next question is what command we use to install the dependencies listed in package.json? Gets npm start, npm run, npm install, or npm init. We have a basic command for installing the Node.js packages as well, right? I told you what do you mean by Node packages. You have to install those packages. How will you do that? Yes, it is npm install. Chalo. So the second last question, which command is used to start the development server in a React.js project? npm start, npm run serve, npm dev, or npm develop. Chalo. Yes, it is npm start. Option A. Chalo. The last question, please make sure to answer it quickly, right? So here you go. What is the purpose of package lock.json file in React.js? It contains metadata about the project dependencies. It stores the configuration settings. It keeps a track of changes. It is used to deploy the React application to a hosting provider. Let's see. Yes, as said by most of you, we used to spend the merit of the application. So on third position, we have Raj Vinod 75. On second, we have Jasprant, right? And on first position, we have got Ambition, right? So all the three winners, please type in write in your username right before at the rate, type in the username in the chat box so that the team can contact you and give you the coupons, right? So all the three winners, please make sure to add those into the chat box itself. I've got for Raj Vinod. What about others? Ambition and Just Run. Uh, so uh, uh, as Rohit. Guys, I told you right to please join with your correct usernames, right? So please make sure that you're joining with the correct usernames. Otherwise, it gets really difficult for us to identify the winners, right? And the notes I'll send it to you. I'll just get it done in the we'll just having in the description box, right? I'll tell Anna to add it in the description box and you'll get the notes as well. ठीक है. Rohit, you're not the winner. Yeah, so Prashant, right? J Prashant 2006. Please type in the username and also ambition, right? So please write in your username in the chat box so that the team can contact you. We are waiting for you guys. Please do it. Hurry up. Rajesh notes. I'll be adding in. We'll be adding into the description box, so we'll get it. Don't worry. And also, if you watch the recordings again on repeating, you can make your own notes, right? It is always recommended to make your own notes to have a great impact and have a great learning, right? So suggested to please make your own notes by yourself only. Guys, please send in a username fast. We are waiting for you. The first and second winners, please send it. We have already got from Raj Vinod. The rest we are not getting it. We will be having the quiz yesterday. Yesterday is already gone. How can you have the quiz yesterday? Yes, you'll have the quiz tomorrow. Yes. It's tomorrow, not yesterday, right? So have the quiz tomorrow. Yes, so we'll have the quiz tomorrow as well. So for those of you who are not able to win, right, please make sure that you are correctly participating in tomorrow's quiz session so that you'll be able to get a hang of it. And please try your luck tomorrow if you're not able to win today, right? So with that being said, let's wind up the session. We'll meet tomorrow at the same time, 6:30. Please make sure to revise today's session. Please make sure to make your own notes, and please make sure to revise topics covered on day 2 and day 3 that will be asked in tomorrow's quiz, right? With that being said, I'll take your leave. Bye everyone.
Hey, hi everyone. So my name is Sai Kiran and I'm the founder and CEO of LetsUpgrade, and I'm having some amazing news for every one of you. LetsUpgrade, in collaboration with ITM Skills University, is launching the first B.Tech CSE program that we love to share with you all guys. 6 features. Number 1, 100% job guarantee to all the students joining this particular program with minimum 8 LPA. Number 2, 1 year paid internship in product/MNC companies. Number 3, taught by real developers working in the industry in top companies